डॉक्टर बाबासाहेब आंबेडकर ओपन युनिव्हर्सिटी.
Welcome to Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar Open University. I am Dr. Priti Baser. Welcome you at the Chaitanya Studio in the lecture series of Postgraduate Diploma in Cybersecurity for the subject PGDCS 203. It is Application and Network Security. Today, the entire modern way of communication fundamentally depends on the Internet. Internet is not only used for the communication, but we use it to exchange money, play games, read news and do shopping. But this luxury of using internet comes with the price, which is security. So you think you are safe when you are using the internet? Definitely it is not. One computer could send the instruction to delete everything on it or completely take over to another computer. We call this as a virus and malware. One person could steal another person's identity by guessing, cracking, or extracting a password. Or someone could trick you into clicking on something which you are not supposed to and thereby giving the information, confidential information. We call this as a phishing. These vulnerabilities are built in internet architecture and we call them cyber attack. There are some popular names of the cyber attacks. We have malware, phishing, man-in-middle attack, DDoS, ransomware, and many more. Criminals use this attack to steal the billions of dollars. Hacktivists use them for further their personal goals, but the good thing here is that even with this flawed internet, there are simple things that we can do is protecting ourselves from this attack. This is where the cybersecurity comes into the picture. Cybersecurity is the protection of interconnected interconnected systems like computers, server, mobile devices, electronic gadgets, network and data from the malicious attacks. So when an organization has a strong sense of network security and effective incident response plan, it is possible to prevent and mitigate these malicious attacks. Ensuring the cybersecurity requires the coordination of efforts throughout an information system, and this includes the application security. It mainly focuses on the keeping software and devices free from the cyber threats. We will learn more about the application security as we process further. Hackers are continuously looking for new vulnerability to exploit. When the networks are not secure, if the networks are not secure, the information about the organization and individual and even our government are taking the risk of being exposed. Therefore, the network security should be on the high priority for any organization that works with the network data and systems. In addition to protecting the asset, the integrity of data from the external exploits, network security can also manage the network traffic more efficiently. It also enhances the network performance and ensure the security of data sharing between the employees and data sources. There are many tools and applications and utilities available that can help you to secure your network from the cyber attack. This subject offers application and network solution for your organization. So now let us start with the first unit of block 1. It is all about the desktop security. So guys, let us start this unit. The agenda of today's lecture is introduction part, overview of cyber computer security, what is desktop computer, why desktop needs to be secured, what do you mean by securing desktop security policy, best practices for the desktop security, and password policies for the desktop security, right? So let us start the discussing further. The use of desktop still dominates than any other computing devices in many organizations, but the desktops are more vulnerable to the security threats. So it is crucial to have a desktop security policy by an organization. Otherwise, the desktop will serve as a gateway to access the organization's highly valuable and confidential information. So for this reason, we should really make sure that the basic principles of information security, such as confidentiality, integrity, and availability, is strictly maintained. In this unit, we will discuss different ways to ensure the security of the desktop computer as well as the laptop and notebook in network computing environment by enforcing the security within the organization. We may often refer this as a computer security as a whole. So now let us discuss what do you mean by computer security. Do you know in this digital world what is the biggest hole or weakest point of security? Well, it is us as a human being. So most of the security breaches come from uninformed and untrained person, which give the personal information to third party or publish data on social media without knowing its consequences. So computer security is not just as an IT problem, it is everyone's responsibility. This means everyone who uses the computer or mobile needs to understand how to keep the computer devices and data secure. Computer security is the protection of computer system from the theft or damage to their hardware and software or electronic data. Computer security, it is like a chess game between the attacker and security administrator. The attacker only needs to find a single vulnerability to penetrate the system, while the administrator needs to patch all the holes to ensure the computer security. So the maintaining the computer security is not as simple as we think. It is not a one-time affair, rather it is a continuous process. It requires the constant monitoring and a long-term perspective. We cannot add the security, but we can reduce the security at some level. However, there is no any computer system which is 100% secure. Okay, so this was all about the computer security. Now let us see what is desktop computer. The desktop computer is a personal computer which is designed for the regular use at a single location or a near desk or a table due to its size and power requirement. It not only contains the monitor, it contains the power supply, motherboard, central processing unit, memory, bus, and other electronic components such as disk storage, keyboard, and mouse for the input, monitor and additionally the printer for the output. In short, the desktop computer typically combines all the components in one unit. In desktop security, we may state that all unattended IT equipment must have appropriate and approved security protection. So this was all about the desktop computer. Now, why this desktop needs to be secure? So desktop is the entry point to the organization's information resources. If the security of desktop is weak, potential intruder can easily bypass the first obstacle. Many security breaches occur due to the lack of knowledge among the employees in the organization. So the desktop system faces a number of vulnerability and security threats. Some of threats that we need to constantly communicate it to the desktop user. And these are, we must communicate to the desktop user regarding the application program that send the password to the intended person. The user tend to utilize the bad or weak password with memorable characteristic, such as simple words from the dictionary and easy to remember, the sequence of the numbers from the birth date. Poor or bad password can lead to the privacy of the, it can damage the privacy of the person, and hacker can gain to this unauthorized access to these passwords and use them for criminal and fraudulent activities. Third one is the guest user account. An open account can be accessed by the malicious user. They can get access to the network resources and attempt to elevate the privileges or install the software. The person should be aware about the social engineering attacks. The hackers are using more clever methods for fooling the employees and individual to get the valuable organization's data. The next one is the people should know the consequences of the viruses and other malicious code of attacks. Again, we should aware to the users regarding the unsolicited email attachment. Now we just continuing the previous slide. The people should know the risk of downloading the software from untrusted internet sites, because this program contains the virus and spyware. They can open a backdoor by giving others access to your computer without your knowledge. People should be aware while installing the software from the untrusted sources. The backdoor has been built into the modem, so it is sent to the customers of the internet service provider by allowing the company's staff to access the setting and potentially create the security hole. The simple way to desktop security comes from the physical access. It is to either to set the password protected screen saver, or even better, user must have a habit of locking the computer when the user walk away from them. A screensaver timeout should be utilized. So if users walk away from their computer, so this timer should automatically lock the desktop computer. The next one is the packet sniffing. The packet sniffing is a network attack strategy, and it captures the network traffic. After the capture, this data can be analyzed and sensitive information can be retrieved. Such network attacks start with the tools such as Wireshark. The Wireshark allows you to capture and examine the data that is flowing across your network. So the bad desktop management, no antivirus, outdated antivirus signature, no backup, no desktop lock, open folder shares without password, openings insecure access, all these are open door to the attacker. And we should communicate all these possible ways of cyber attack to the desktop user. Now, what do you mean by securing the desktop? Securing desktop within an organization means it is protecting the desktop software and its configuration, and to allow this desktop for its continuous use. It also the protecting the local desktops supporting files and its configuration. It is the way of controlling the employees' behavior on the desktop and the protecting this content. Again, we must ensure that the confidentiality, integrity, and the availability of sensitive data and databases in the organization. So, these are the reason to secure the desktop. Now, let us see the desktop security policy. All computers have a vulnerability that are targeted by the hacker. In the network environment, such as college campus, a compromised computer can affect other computers and computing devices and their services throughout the campus. This topic provides you an overview of the fundamental steps and procedure to be followed to minimize the security exposure. The basic list of the security policies would include the antivirus program, the use of licensed and open source software, software updates, anti-spyware, personal firewall, file encryption software. All of these mechanism will help you to ensure at least one or more of three basic principles of the security, and this is confidentiality, integrity, and availability. Now let us discuss how each of these mechanism can be achieved. So the first one, that is the antivirus. So we have to install and maintain the current antivirus software, and also we have to check for and install any updates for the both software and virus definition on regular basis. This software will check the incoming data for the viruses and scan for your computer for existing viruses. Make sure no one is installing the data collecting software on your computer without knowledge. Next one is the license and open source software. All the software that you use for the work should be from the reputable sources with valid license, or you can use the open source software. Pirated software can contain the malware. Keep auto update setting in the desktop so that your desktop will remain protected against the latest threats. Next one, that is the software updates. Regularly check for the software or patches updates which are installed on your computer. This includes the operating system updates, application patches, and firmware updates. Fourth one, that is the anti-spyware software. It is a computer program that attempts to identify and remove the spyware from the protected computer. Microsoft is now offering its own version called Windows Defender. Sixth one, that is the file encryption software. This software takes the data stored on the media device and apply encryption algorithm to it in order to render the data unreadable form. The example of this software that is a Credent Technology Mobile Guardian. Microsoft includes this as an option in the Active Directory enable operating system. Next one, that is the implement the physical security measures. Workstation must be configured in such a way that it should require the password to access the system. You should enable screen locking features to prevent unauthorized access to one's machine while it is not in use. We should always disable unnecessary services which are running. Running unnecessary services consumes extra bandwidth and processing power. Unnecessary service should be disabled. We should always limit the use of privileged account. Under certain circumstances, the normal user may be issued system account that have administrative rights to the system. Users should limit the use of this account and do not use them for the general work. Next, that is, we should have host-based firewall software. Host-based firewall helps to protect individual system from the malicious attack which is initiated on the computer network. The workstations are required to have locally installed firewall software and have it configured in a secure manner, and it should be approved by UA Chief Security Officer. The last one, that is the OS patch management software. We should install all this, maintain the patching of the OS. There are multiple variations of the patch management software available. Some requires a managed environment to accomplish the patching of the desktop, where others allow the desktop to update themselves on their schedule. In either way, we can secure, we can fix the patches, right? And we can fix the bugs or a security vulnerability in the software. For example, the Microsoft Systems Management Server and Microsoft Windows Server update services. I hope you must have understood the fundamental of desktop security. Thank you so much.